Hello and welcome to my channel, and I have 5 things you can do right now to prepare for an apocalyptic adventure. Okay, so these are more like 5 things you can do right now just for about anything. If you wanted to simplify your life, minimalize your life, start a more frugal journey, but saying like to prepare for the apocalypse just sounds a little bit more, I don't know, dramatic. But realistically, I thought this would be kind of interesting to share with you, and I hope this is a video that you enjoy, whether it is for the crazy times ahead or you just want to minimalize, simplify, or downsize your life in whatever way that looks like. But this is not going to be like go out and buy 16 cans of beans and 5 pounds of rice or whatever it is. It's going to be things that you can start thinking about now that will help you in later months. So the first one is to drink more water. Don't close the video out. First of all, I am one that does not drink enough water by any stretch of the means. And even the amount of water is going to vary based on certain criteria that experts have a recommendation for. So I was always told drink half your weight in water. Well, that's over 100 ounces for me, and I'm going to circle around to that here in just a second. Another expert say drink 8 8-ounce glasses, which is 64 ounces of water every day, making sure that you meet that bare minimum. And yet another one says aim for 100 ounces every single day. There are multiple factors to consider in this: how active you are, how much you sweat, because you're going to have to make sure that you're replenishing that. And also the complete and reverse factor is if you drink too much water without making sure that you're mineralizing. I cannot say that. My husband and my sister found this out, that you can actually deplete your body of a lot of nutrients because you have flushed it out so much by over drinking water. So, but as a general rule, not a whole lot of us are drinking the amount of water recommended for our daily use, whether that is your 64 ounces, your 100 ounces, or half your body weight, which again for me is over 100 ounces. Why do I recommend this? I think that's another thing to really think about. Okay, let's look at it from the apocalyptic viewpoint, okay? You're going to be doing a lot more, and if you are not in the habit of drinking enough water, you're going to get dehydrated very quickly. And your water is going to be essential into making sure that you can do all that you need to do. In starting to take over the garden for our family, I maybe got 20 or 40 ounces of water in a day. Most of my other liquid was coffee, multiple cups of coffee, not even teas. And that was becoming a problem. I started noticing that I was getting more headaches and just having the dehydration symptoms, if you know what those are, not very pleasant. And I was able to realize just how much or how little I was actually drinking of my water. So that's something to really consider. Now let's look at it from a frugal and minimal aspect. From a minimal, frugal, and simple aspect, why you would want to drink more water. First of all, building up your body's need to water is going to help learn to say no to the other things that take up money, your soda and all of these other things. Some people even do, what's a sparkling water. Okay, if that's what you need to do, then do it. But that's also going to add a cost, so be sure to consider that as well. I have heard multiple people say how much they despise water. I don't understand this. Water was only given to us pretty much as a kid, water or milk. Very rarely did we have juice. Almost never had soda unless we got a sip from Mom's can. We come in, we're thirsty, Mom's like, go get some water. So I grew up with water is your choice. However, I do understand drinking from a tap water and the chlorine taste and starting to have reactions to that. I actually got to the point where I was throwing up because of the chlorine in our water. So I understand that. So bottled water is not necessarily a frugal aspect of it. Get something like a Berkey. I like the Berkey, so I just say the Berkey, but I know that there's multiple other ones out there that you can use. Basically, you just want a water purifier filtration system that will help you cut back on buying all the water bottles. But if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But up your water, and frugally that'll help you replace soda, replace other things, because your body is going to need that. Minimally, you're learning to cut back on all the extra stuff that you need to purchase. It's one more step into cutting back purchases in multiple things. And you don't think it's going to start affecting other areas in life, but it does. Buy more lemons and add lemon to your water if that's what you enjoy. There's multiple ways you can do it. And then just making sure that you find a way to drink more water. I know that's silly and this may be like a, huh? But I just thought this would be a fun video. The second thing that I would recommend you do for preparing for the apocalypse is walking more. And how does that work with living minimally and frugally and whatnot? Okay, apocalypse aside. Living more minimally, simply, and frugally, walking more. It gives so much. For me, going out and walking, I can hear my own thoughts. I used to bring my phone and listen to an audiobook, but I have since just either left that behind or use it as a time to connect with my friends that I don't really get to do when I'm, doing stuff or getting interrupted with the kids and whatnot. But actually, I've even, as much as I do it, I more often will just leave it at home because I just want that time to myself, to think, to pray, to just have the silence. And you start to appreciate those moments more so that when you come home, you begin to notice other things. You begin to notice things that you're like, that stack of stuff over there, it just keeps getting moved from place to place. If it doesn't have a home, then I really don't need it in my life. You might be surprised at how often this happens, because I certainly was. Walking is a free thing that you can do that is beneficial to your health. It is, and mental health as well. It basically starts building up your stamina, and it really just gives you opportunities that you may not have considered. A friend may hear that you're out walking and want to take that time to you. You have now saved going out to eat, going out for coffee, whatever. You have now taken this time to your friend, or with your friend, taken time for your friend. Another thought would be, my kids now come with me. Instead of taking them out on a date, they have seen me go on for a walk, and so often they just want to come with me. And we are the most boring family you will ever meet. Car rides are not full of singing, laughing, conversation, or everything. We're pretty much silent the whole way. We are lost in our thoughts. That's just who we are. And walks like that can generally be the same thing. I work so hard at trying to use these walks as opportunities to discuss with my kids and have the conversations we need to have. Sometimes just being silent. And sometimes things come up that they want to share, and sometimes it's just this time. It's just this time of let's go walking together and being quiet and enjoying the silence together. And it puts in your mind kind of an appreciation for those moments. Not necessarily moments that are filled, let's go out for coffee together and now we're sitting across from each other and I need to figure out a way to have a conversation with you. So I spent money trying to figure this out. It's just a more natural, organic, to use a more popular term, way of enjoying each other's company, whether you have a conversation or not. And it means that your phone is put aside too. So that works for living minimally because you're using less resources, you're using your gas less, you are not finding ways to go out and do stuff and spend money, and you are living frugally. You are walking and doing something that is free and using those opportunities. In an apocalypse, you are building your stamina up for what is to come. Okay, tip number 3 that I have for you. Okay, this one's a little bit funny, maybe. We'll see. It's up to you. In an apocalypse, you are going to be needing your space, right, for the more survival type things, right? Okay, for in a more simplistic living and in a more frugal living and in a more minimal living, it's time to declutter the items. Whether that is a little bit at a time, all at once, that's going to depend on your personality. For me, it's little bits at a time. Sometimes it's only a bag every month. And I mean like a grocery bag. I don't mean a garbage bag. It's kind of unfortunate and very frustrating at times, but hey, it's one more thing that's out of my house that I don't have to keep track of. So I'm counting it. But like I said, in an apocalyptic situation, you're going to want that extra space to store stuff, right? To have a way to have all these extra things that you need now to survive. In a minimal and simplistic lifestyle and in a frugal lifestyle, we all know that in a way keeping these items means that we're taking up real estate in our homes and we have to pay for that in some way. Whether it's peace of mind, whether it's extra energy to take care of it, whether it's who knows what. And it's time right now just to enjoy our life and not having to worry about keeping up with the overabundance of life that we have that's really not a fruition to us. You can have an overabundance of weeds. That doesn't mean that the weeds are beneficial to you. So, thinking about what you have in your home and in your life and whether that is activities or stuff or clutter or whatever it is, it's time to assess it and really decide if this has a purpose in your life, if it is beneficial to you and your family. Something might be beneficial to you, but as a whole to the family, it may not be, and it might be time to let it go. I'm not saying do that with all of your stuff. I'm saying assess each thing and really decide if this is beneficial only to one person or to the whole family. And if we have several items that are only beneficial to one person, is it really beneficial? Something to consider. As there's a lot of growing knowledge going on right now with things that we're kind of seeing that are making us a little concerned about what is to come, just with the residual effects of, things being closed for a while. Now people are kind of starting to think a little bit differently in terms of their homes and situations in life. And I, kind of use that as a jumping platform. But realistically, this is kind of more fits into my minimal, simple, and frugal lifestyle. These are 3 things that may seem kind of odd, but are still beneficial into everyday life. Especially when, like the past couple of months, we have our tax return and it's time to kind of stock up and prepare for the leaner months. Right now it's a good time and things are just coming in and it gets a little overwhelming and it gets very not just overwhelming but very discouraging to just see so much stuff, but realizing deep down that, hey, a little bit further down the road I'm going to be glad that I have this, and in the lesser months of money and whatnot, this will be really beneficial to our family. But having to see all that come in really starts me thinking in other things that I have in my house. And as a large family, I'm sure any mama will tell you this, those needs are constantly changing and those items in your home will constantly need to be readdressed. On that note, if anybody has a good solution to the fact that we all need rain boots and we all need snowshoes and we all need a pair of flip-flops for the pool, a pair of church shoes, and a pair of tennis shoes for the outdoors. Does anybody have an idea on how to do all this without having so many pairs of shoes? Because multiply that by 7 people. Let's see what I'm dealing with lately. a good solution is what I'm looking for in here. Snowshoes are all packed away. But the rain boots and the pool shoes, it's getting to be a little much. Okay, I hope this didn't annoy anybody. I hope you guys understand my humor with the apocalypse and everything, but you know, I'm sure there will be some that just click this video without knowing anything about me. So just understand there's a lot more to me, and you can find out more about me by clicking my face above and subscribing to see more content from me. And here's another video that I want to share with you that will kind of tell you a little bit more about this journey. So until next time, have a great day and adios.